We don't have to write the get all the data from the name.
No, just the query.
Just the query.
That's the query.
Okay. Start.
जो सिंटेक्स है वो इसको करते हैं जैसे हमने लिखा है कि कोई भी कोड लिखने के लिए सिंटेक्स जो वो बनाना सेलेक्ट और इट कॉल्स it.
When we are done, so I can review them.
We have done.
Everybody's done? Rafi, are you doing the query also, or are you still installing database? Okay. Are you following the queries?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Anybody still working on queries? Done? Everybody done?
Yeah.
So easy one, manufacturer select star from.
Since there is nothing in the database in the table sale samples, so it just gave the headings.
That's fine. There's nothing. You could have database that has nothing in there. Table says there's nothing in there. So select star from after. So when you have many lines, sometimes you might have 10, 20 lines in a query window. Some might be just an English statement. Some might be in a query, and you want to execute only a single line. You just highlight that line, right, and execute. To only do this line. Okay. If I don't highlight it and try to execute now, give me error because these are not query language. This is not complete, it's not complete. So I have to highlight this one, right, and execute. Just minute the data. So if you have multiple lines, some lines are error, some lines are not. You can just add comment. You can highlight the single line you want to do query, execute it. Other way of doing it is that you have to put a comment. Comment means it's not a query, just comment. 2 dashes makes everything comment. So then you can execute this one. And so here it says manufacturers, I have 8 of them, names and country. Regard the data. Anyone has issues with this query? There's nothing in this. There's no foreign key in this table. Only primary key is here. It tells you ID, manufacturer ID 1 through 8. Name, I have these names, and the country where they're located. Okay? Very simple. Okay, from sample table, it's another simple one. Select star from sample. You don't have any data, I have some data in there, so I get some data. Some might have data, some might not have data. That's fine. If you don't have data, you will not see these things, you will only see the column names. What you will see is that
I get the data.
yeah, some might have, I think the script that I gave you might have data in it. So. You'll get something like this, you have no data in there. There's nothing, there's columns, no data. It just says that's ID, name and email. This primary key, this one, name, somebody's name, somebody's email address. That's all there is. Okay. Now before I go to cost, let's go to cost. So select star from cost. You can, this case is not important, uppercase, lowercase is not important, but the spelling is important. If I spell it like this, it gives me an error, so I have to put an S in there. But if I keep it lowercase, that's fine. If I make everything uppercase, that's fine too. It's fine too. So case is not important, but the spelling is important. In other languages like in Java, case is important. Spelling is also important. But in SQL, spelling is important, case is not important. Case insensitive, basically. Case insensitive. So select star from cost. Query this table, I get more data. So this one has cost, cost start date, cost end date, and product ID. So what it is saying is that for this product, for example, this product 2005 is product ID. So where it is coming from? It's coming from product table. It's a foreign key in this table. It came from the product table. It is talking about product 2005. So this product, the cost is 54 cents, right? When did this cost become effective or start? From this day. When does the cost end? Null. Null means there is no end date. So it means this cost is still effective. Okay. This cost started on this date, and if you go buy it today, it's still the same cost. Right? But this cost for the same product 2005, there's another line, right? This one says cost is 53 cents, right? But the different start date January 1, 2015 and end date March 31, 2015. So when you bought this product between this date, the cost was 53 cents. Make sense? Again, this same product has another cost, 52 cents, was effective from January 1st, 2014 to end of December 2014. Right? So if you bought the same product on this day, between this day, the cost was 52 cents. Make sense?
Yeah.
So basically, history of cost. A company, a seller is like Walmart or somebody is buying this from some manufacturer with a cost. They want to keep the cost of like from the beginning, like what they paid last year, what they paid year before, so they can keep track of the cost using something like this. You can say this product cost me this much to buy between these days. When you have null at the end there, meaning that cost is still effective today. Same cost is effective today. Okay? What is the question about?
Would it make any difference if we were to put any semicolon at the end of cost, like that's from
You can, yeah, it's good to put a semicolon here.
Do we have to, or would it make difference or not?
So this is really not part of the query.
Okay.
This is part of where to say that this is the end of this statement.
Okay.
Uh,
Like, or if we didn't have any more statement that,
Yes.
with that
Right.
attached, we could put this as
Right.
okay.
So since I don't have anything in here, it knows this is the end of the statement. But if you have more statement, then it's good to put a semicolon in there.
Okay.
So, any question on this table? This table basically keeps track of cost of a product from some date. It might have changed over the years, over the months. So we have to keep track of that cost. Make sense? Any question?
So as a QA tester, we don't have to make the tables and.
You have to understand what they are
Okay.
required. Yes.
So we will only do the queries.
Under the queries.
They
Maybe
will provide us
one a day?
the tables and just tell us that do the query from that.
Yeah, they will give you a
this and
scenario.
that,
They'll give you a
no.
scenario.
Okay.
This is the scenario. Your job is to figure out for this scenario what query should I write. Right? Then figure out the query, then write the query, see if the query works. Then I'm going to tell you do query from this table like this. They will give you a scenario, business scenario. That This is the business scenario. Your job is to read that scenario, figure out okay what is this scenario talking about, which table is it talking about. Is it talking about cost? Is it talking about products? Should I do query from both table, one table, then write the query. Many times understanding the business scenario, figuring out what they are asking for, what should you do query, then writing the query. Okay, so if you look closely in this table, you will see that some data are like fraction, like some are whole numbers, right? Some are date, some are null, NULL, some are like numbers. So looking at it doesn't make too much difference, but actually the way sometimes when you write queries or sometimes when you insert data or update data, this makes difference. Because this is a fraction, this is a cost or a it's not a character, it's not a what should I say? It's not a date. This is a number that is only. It could be fraction, could be whole number like this, right? This anything on this column cannot be a date or cannot be a string or a character. It has to be a
No.
number like
Only the
this.
number.
That says price. Here, everything in this column has to be a date. It cannot be a number like this. Cannot be a number like this. It has to be a date. Here is null. Some of them are null. Some of them have dates. So null is a special case when you have nothing to enter. You say it's null, or you don't enter anything. Then I will put null. It shows as a null, but in fact there's nothing in there. Not even a space. Sometimes you have space like this. If I have space like this, even though there's nothing in there, there's still space, right? Null means there's nothing, not even a space in there. Okay. And here in this column, these are all numbers. Okay. So there are differences in the way data looks, right? If you look at this data, manufacturer data, you see this column has numbers, this column has characters or strings, right? Names, this one has names. So you cannot enter numbers on this. You can enter numbers sometime. Here you can enter number, but should be a number in terms of like name could be like company 103. That's the name, so you can enter that name. Here is only numbers, cannot enter any date or any character, something like that. Any question on this? Okay. So that's the simplest form of query you can write. Get everything from a table. Select star from the table name. Okay.
So like whatever query like they give us, so we just go to the database diagram and select the
Yeah.
table
So
names. And
yeah. So they will not tell you. Do
Uh-huh.
write a query for this table. Right? They are not going to tell you like this. So they are going to, maybe in the interview they might tell you write a query for this table.
Right.
In real job, they will write a English like a business sentence or business scenario. You will read the scenario, you will understand what they are talking about, right? Then you'll figure out, okay, they are talking about for me to write a query, get data from some place. What should I get the data from? Which table should I get the data from? Which column should I look at? What data should I get? We're getting everything from a table. In business scenario, they will not say everything. They will say, give me specific column.
So we have to find out.
You have to find out, yeah, you have to find those things. And we'll go over this, how to find a specific column, how to, instead of getting everything, all the data, how do I get maybe only for country USA, or only get country India. How do you do that? You can do it like that. You can filter this data like that. And we'll know that, how to do that.
The main thing is we should also know how to read the.
Yes.
You know,
This is the technical part, right?
Yeah.
The
The main thing,
yes.
first we know how to
Yes.
read this, how we can.
First, you find out
yeah.
what should I do, right? Just
Yeah.
reading the documentation, reading the emails, reading the business
Right.
project. Then okay, how do I translate that into a technical
Into technical.
solution?
Right.
Because all the requirement comes from business people, right? They don't understand technical field. They hired you for technical field. They are hired for business purpose. So when they talk about something, they talk about business language, business English term, right? Your job is to understand what they're talking about, translate that into a technical language, and do your work. So let's take a break, 2 minutes break. So we'll end at 1 o'clock today.